In the world full of noise, there are places where silence still speaks. High in the misty mountains of Japan, far from cities and crowds, there stood an ancient monastery that had no gates, no guards, no name. Only those truly seeking something deeper ever found their way there. Inside lived an old monk, Master Hashin. People said he spoke rarely, but when he did, even the wind stopped to listen. One summer morning, a young man named Kenji arrived. He was no ordinary traveler. He was a scholar well known in the cities below. He had studied the great texts of Buddha, Laozi, and Confucius. He could quote hundreds of verses by memory. But despite all his knowledge, he felt hollow. A question burned in him like a quiet fire. Why, with all this knowledge, do I still feel incomplete? So he came to the mountains seeking Master Hashin. When he arrived, the monk greeted him with a silent bow. Kenji bowed back and said proudly, "Master, I've come to learn what cannot be found in books." The monk smiled faintly. "Then let's begin with tea." They sat inside a small wooden room. The windows were open to the trees. The breeze carried the scent of pine. Master Hashin brought a kettle and 2 cups. He poured tea into Kenji's cup, filled to the brim. Then it overflowed, and still the monk poured. Tea spilled onto the mat, steaming. Kenji exclaimed, "Master, the cup is full. You're wasting it." Hashin looked up and said calmly, "Like this cup, you are full. You are full of thoughts, opinions, knowledge. So much that nothing new can enter till you learn the way. You must first empty your cup." Kenji's pride flared. "But I've studied under the wisest. I know the sutras by heart." The monk raised his hand. "Knowledge is not wisdom. Memorizing the path is not walking it." There was silence. Kenji looked down. For the first time, he felt unsure. The monk handed him a broom. "No lessons today. Just sweep." Kenji swept the courtyard. Slowly, mindfully. He served food, ate in silence, sat with other monks during meditation. Each action was simple, yet carried weight. As the sun set, he began to understand. This place was not about words. It was about being present. That night, Kenji couldn't sleep. He stood beneath the stars, thinking of his life. He had been chasing wisdom like a prize, competing, comparing. He mistook the map for the journey. Maybe, he thought, I need to learn how to listen again. The next morning, Kenji bowed to the monk and whispered, "Teach me how to empty my cup." Master Hashin smiled. "You have already begun." Days passed, then weeks. Kenji woke before dawn. He walked barefoot in the dew, swept leaves that would return the next day, and meditated without seeking. One evening, Hashin spoke. "A full river makes noise. An empty one flows silent and deep. The more you let go, the more space life has to move through you." Kenji asked, "But how do I know I am on the right path?" The monk pointed to the moon. "The moon doesn't worry if it is seen. It simply shines." Months later, Kenji left the monastery, not as a scholar, not as a seeker, but as a servant of silence. He had emptied his cup, and life itself began to pour into him. Ego is the greatest barrier to truth. The wise are not those who know everything, but those who know they are empty. Empty your cup, and the universe will fill it. If this story touched your heart or offered you a moment of stillness, let it ripple outward, like the still water that carries the moon. Share this message with someone who needs it. Like the video if it brought you peace. Subscribe for more timeless monk stories. Comment your thoughts or a lesson you're taking with you. And tap the bell to walk with us on this journey of wisdom.